Hi, and welcome. This is Professor Tom with the Keyboard Conservatory. Most adults who want to learn to play the piano or keyboard quickly become frustrated, disappointed, and discouraged because they never find a beginning course that goes at a simple pace and is easy to understand. This course can certainly help you. Come join in the fun with these 4 free lessons for the absolute beginner, and you too can instantly discover the joy and satisfaction you'll feel when you can sit down to your keyboard and actually play music. I guarantee it will be much easier than you think. I've taught tens of thousands of beginners just like you to play, and I'm sure you'll be able to easily learn too. This video is specifically for people who truly want to start to learn right from the very beginning. I promise to go slow and make it easy to understand. It doesn't matter whether you're wanting to play popular music, classical, jazz, or for your church. These lessons will help you understand the basics so you can pursue playing the music of your dreams. It doesn't matter whether you have a piano, portable keyboard, MIDI controller, or any other type of keyboard instrument. Once you understand the basics of how the keyboard works, you can play them all. So, I invite you to join me as we learn about music and how to play the piano or keyboard right from the very beginning. Let's get started. The keyboard is made up of black keys and white keys. Most of my students always ask on the first lesson, what's the difference? Well, we're going to talk about that today. Technically, there's no difference in the function that they perform. We have black keys and white keys because it actually helps us find our way around the piano a whole lot better. On the piano, there are a total of 88 keys. Most keyboards are less, but there are very few, if any, that are more than 88 keys. If you have a portable keyboard, it's probably 49 keys or 61 keys, if you count both the black and the white keys. But in reality, it's a lot easier than thinking you have to learn 88 keys. In our music system, we only have 12 tones. And all we really need to do is learn 12 keys. This 12-tone pattern is made up of 7 white keys and 5 black keys. And then this pattern of 12 tones simply repeats itself all the way across the keyboard. But guess what? It even gets easier than that, because we only give names to the 7 white keys. And to do this, we simply use the first 7 letters of the alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. We call this the musical alphabet. And this pattern of these 7 white keys simply repeats over and over again across the keyboard. We'll take a closer look at this 7-key pattern in just a moment. But first, let's take a closer look at the musical alphabet. Here's an exercise I like to give all my students on the very first lesson. If you can, a good thing to start with is to practice saying the musical alphabet forwards and backwards at the same speed. So you can practice saying A, B, C, D, E, F, G, G, F, E, D, C, B, A. It's a little hard at first to say it backward, but as you practice, it does become easier. It's something you can do when you're not even around a keyboard. You can do it while you're washing dishes or driving your car, as long as you don't run somebody off the road. Now, the reason you need to learn these 7 letters backwards is because as you're playing from left to right on the keyboard, they go in order A, B, C, D, E, F, G. But when you're playing the other way, from right to left, they're backwards, G, F, E, D, C, B, A. So this little exercise will help you tremendously right away. Let's take a closer look at the keyboard. The notes on the right side of your keyboard are called high notes, and the notes on the left side of your keyboard are called low notes. When we're playing from our low notes up toward our high notes, we call that playing up the keyboard. And when we're playing from our high notes down to our low notes, we call that going down the keyboard. Even though our keyboard is on a flat, horizontal plane, we talk about playing up the keyboard, going to the right, or going down the keyboard, going to the left, in reference to whether we are playing higher or lower tones. Let's take a closer look at the keyboard. We can identify which key is which by looking at the black keys. Here's where the black keys really become our friends. Imagine a keyboard without any black keys. If all the keys were white, it would be very difficult to know which key was which. They would all look identical. The black keys are very important to help give us a visual identity for each one of the 7 white keys. Let's take a closer look at the black keys. They are arranged in groups of 2 and 3. And this pattern of 2 and 3 black keys simply repeats itself all the way across the keyboard. The absolute easiest white key to find is D. D is right in the middle of the 2 black keys. If you just take your finger and point to the white key that's in the middle of the 2 black keys, you're playing a D. On the full-size 88 keyboard, there are 7 Ds, and we can repeat the musical alphabet 7.5 times. Now also notice that D is right in the middle of the 7 white keys. So you have A, B, C on one side and E, F, G on the other. So D is really a good key to be able to find your way around. If you ever get lost and can't remember the name of a key, just think, duh, D is right in the middle of the 2 black keys, and you can go from there. We can even make it easier for you to get started learning the names of your keys. We'll be happy to send you this printable keyboard guide, which you can use until it becomes easier for you. I'll show you how it works. You simply cut out the guide and then put it back behind your keys like this. Line up the black spaces with the black keys, and it tells you the names of your white keys. You can even cut out as many of these as you want, and even go clear across the keyboard if you want to. Okay, we've actually learned quite a bit already. Let's review what we've learned so far. We've learned that all the different kinds of keyboard instruments are basically the same, and that once you know how to play one, you can play them all. We've also learned about the white keys and the black keys and what functions they perform. We've learned about the musical alphabet. Remember to practice saying it forward and backwards at the same speed. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, G, F, E, D, C, B, A. We've learned about playing up and down, high and low, and we've also learned the names of our keys. In Lesson 2, we're going to learn an easy way to remember the names of the keys. We're also going to learn all about the famous middle C. And we're going to learn how to play melodies. That's right, we'll be having you playing songs right in your very next lesson. And I'm going to teach you some essential fingering technique. Now, this is important because if you'll notice people that teach themselves and don't have professional guidance in the early stages of learning, they tend to just use the fingers that work the best. Maybe they have 4 or 6 fingers that they actually use, but we actually have 10 fingers, including your thumbs. So we want to give you 10 good tools that you can use, and that will make playing much easier for you. And I'm really excited because we're going to learn to play the theme to Beethoven's Ninth Symphony. Yep, you're going to be playing Beethoven right in your very next lesson. So I invite you to join me in Lesson 2. You can click up on the link at the top right-hand corner of the video or in the description down below the video, or you can just go to our website, www.verybeginner.com, and we'll also send you the keyboard guide. You don't even need a credit card. Everything is absolutely free. The only thing you need to provide is your email address so we can send the keyboard guide and the music and materials that you'll need for Lesson 2. So this is Tom. Thank you so much for joining me for this lesson today, and I hope you'll join me for the next lesson. Bye.